team start, and we love that because we only have 3 coaches, so that we can have a little more control and be there with the team. So we pick strategically between the 3 coaches, and I land at that 2 spot, and it was very important for them to put that first point on the board psychologically to give motivation to the other and confidence to the other teams.
You guys have played LMU in the regular season. They were kind of the Cinderella